Hello, you are welcome to our kitchen. Today I'm taking on the challenge of making the most delicious egusi soup with dry water leaf vegetable that everyone raves about. Did you know that egusi soup is not only the most popular soup in Nigeria or all over the world now? It is also very, very delicious and so nutrient packed. So today we are going to look at the ingredients that we are going to use for this egusi soup. First, I have the egusi powder which has been blended. I have a stockfish, I have ponmo, goat meat, dry catfish, I have palm oil, onion, pepper, and I have crayfish, and I also have the dawadawa and the dry water leaf vegetable. Dry water leaf vegetable. Now let's start the process of the cooking. The first thing I have here is the stockfish, which I've already cleaned it, and I'm putting it in my pressure cooker to cook. I'm adding some bay leaf, and I'm not going to be adding any salt because the fish is usually preserved with a lot of salt. So I'm going to be taking it to the pressure cooker to cook. Here is my fresh goat meat, which has been thoroughly cleaned. I'll be putting it in the pot, and I'm going to season it with garlic powder, using some of my all natural purpose seasoning, and I'm adding some salt, some grated onion, and some fresh cilantro. Here I'm going to be adding some fresh organic seasoning. I have some cilantro, so it's still very good, and I'm going to be adding it into the meat. Yeah, I just washed the seasoning. I'm crushing it to break the cell so that it can release its flavor very well into the meat. I'm going to be adding some water and some garlic powder. This is onion. You can season your meat with any seasoning of your choice, but I don't use cube seasoning for my meat. Once I use the natural seasoning, it tastes so well. Here I'm going to be cleaning the pepper, the habanero pepper, and some little bell pepper and onions. I usually add like a little more spicy pepper in my egusi because egusi is very sweet, so I usually tone it down with a lot of pepper. But you can do this to your taste. If you can't take pepper, do it to your taste. So here I'm going to be putting the pepper in the blender. This is just like a very nice crusher. It crushes the pepper, but not very, very fine, but it's very, very handy. It's a very good kitchen small appliance. To blend. So now I'm going to be blending my iru, the dawadawa. This one is crayfish. I'm going to be blending it. Crayfish is very, very important in egusi soup. It gives it a kind of unique. Sometimes you can even cook egusi soup, with just crayfish and some little other ingredient, and you will have a very nice outcome. This is the dry water leaf. I'm just going to be adding some water and I'll put it on the stove to boil for a few minutes so that it can soften, and if there's any little sand or stone in it, everything will go to the bottom of the pot. Dry water leaf tastes so well in egusi because it's not slimy. It's dry and it tastes so well, and all the nutrients are still intact. This is my Ponmo. It's already washed, but I'm still going to rewash it again because I took it out of the freezer. I'm going to wash it again to make sure there are no sand or any dirt inside, and I'm going to cut it into smaller pieces. Yeah, I've cleaned this Ponmo and I cut it into smaller pieces. I always like to sprinkle some salt to soak it until when I'm ready to use it. It makes the Ponmo to have a very nice taste. Yeah, the water leaf has boiled for like 10 minutes, so I'm just taking it off the stove and I'm still going to keep it in the water to continue to soften. It's time to prep the egusi powder. This egusi is going to be kneaded. Yes, in kneading egusi, there are different methods. There are different ways you can knead your egusi. You can knead it into become a ball, or just to knead it a little. You can knead it and extract the oil. So this one is going to be the medium one. I'm not going to be extracting the oil. So here I'm adding onions. So I usually love to use onion to bring my egusi together first before adding water. I don't add salt. So now I'm pressing the egusi together. I'll continue to knead it like this until I start, it feels like the oil is ready to come out. That is how I want to make it. Here I'm adding some little water to it because the oil is already getting set to come out. But I'm not going to allow the oil to come out, But I just want to let you guys know that egusi is a super ingredient that you can be creative with. It's the art of making egusi. You can't just, it doesn't end anywhere. It just depends on how creative you are. So, because that's why it tastes so good. And whatever you taste here will be different from the one you taste from another person. So now I think I have the normal consistency that I want. So I'm going to be stopping here. The goat meat is also done and I'm going to set it aside. Yes, right now all our ingredients have been prepped. Now I have the pot on the stove to start cooking and I'm pouring some palm oil. My oil has heated up and not bleached. And I'm adding the pepper to it. Some of my onions were not well crushed, but it's okay. Let's keep watching. So now I'm going to be stirring the pepper with the oil together, and I'm just trying to break down some of the onion that were not crushed here. I'm going to be adding a little salt. Yeah, egusi soup does not like too much salt. Once it has too much salt, it messes up the taste because the meat and the fish and whatever, they all have salt already. So I'm going to start to drop the egusi into the pepper. I'm going to be breaking it, just medium size. Yeah, and if you like, you can just put a lot. You can cut it into bigger pieces, but it's going to take a longer time to steam. Yeah, the egusi is already boiling together. It's already coming up. In making egusi like this, you have to be gentle. You don't shove spoon into it or just mix it anyhow. You have to give it some space and let it have enough liquid to steam it. So that is going to help it. So here I'm adding the water from the bowl that I used to knead the egusi. So I'm going to, just stir it gently and cover it to continue to steam. So here the egusi has been steaming for like 5 to 6 minutes. This is where it is very, very crucial to be so gentle. You don't shove in spoon and start, just mixing anyhow. No, because we want the egusi to have some, texture. So we don't want it to be smushy. So you just move the spoon gently and make sure it's not sticking at the bottom. And if you notice that it's sticking at the bottom, just add a little liquid to lift it from the pot, and this will help it to steam very well and come together. Yes, after like few minutes, I checking it again. I'm going to be adding the meat stock from the goat meat. So this is going to help the egusi to lift from the bottom of the pot and continue to steam well and stick together. The stockfish is also ready. I'm going to set it aside. Now at this stage, I'm going to start adding the protein because the egusi is well steamed. It's no longer looking smushy. So we can start adding the protein and it's not going to break down the egusi anymore because the egusi has already steamed, it's already formed, it has its own texture. Let's keep watching. Yeah, the egusi that is well formed, that has texture, is usually more presentable and more good looking than a smushy one. Right now, I'll be adding the stockfish. The stockfish is well cooked and it's soft. Yeah, that's exactly what we want because we don't want something that you won't be able to chew. Because if it's not chewable, you cannot enjoy it. Yeah, the egusi still need more liquid to cook up. Yeah, egusi, it requires some patience and gentleness when you are making it so that you can get your desired outcome. It depends on the texture that you want. And another important thing is that some people don't like egusi because each time they eat egusi soup, it gives them running stomach. Yes, they'll be running to the bathroom. The reason why that happens is because the egusi is not well cooked. Egusi has to be well cooked. If any well cooked egusi will never run your stomach. So when you make it quick and you don't give the patience, you don't allow the egusi to cook well, it's going to run your stomach. So right now I'll be adding the dry catfish. Dry catfish usually tastes well in egusi soup. And that's my best dry fish for making soup. It tastes well. There are so many other fishes that we can use. You can just make your choice depending on what you like and what you want. Stay tuned. Then after adding the dry fish, I'm just going to be stirring it so gently, making sure that it's not sticking at the bottom of the pot. So I'm adding the goat meat at this time because the goat meat, cooked so down, it cooks so soft. So that's why I didn't add it earlier because I don't want it to, become so, so soft. And I'm going to gently stir it again and let it continue to combine all together. Yeah, after cooking for like a few more minutes, I'm going to be checking it again, and I'll be adding the dawadawa which I blended. This is the seasoning that I'm going to be using, and I'm not going to be adding any cube seasoning into this soup, and the taste is so amazing. Yes, this is the reason why dawadawa is very, very good in our cooking. So this soup is looking so amazing. So let's keep watching. Crayfish. And now this is the right time to add the crayfish. Crayfish is not that hard to cook, and if you overcook crayfish, it's going to lose its taste. That's why we always add crayfish towards the end. and it will add the last flavor into the cooking, and it smells so amazing. So I've just continued to gently stir it so that we can still get our desired outcome. Let's keep watching. So after adding the crayfish, I just checked the salt, and it needs a little more salt, and I'm adding a little salt to it. Still have to be very careful not to overpower it with salt. Now I'm going to be adding the dry water leaf, which have been boiled and soaked. I've washed it thoroughly. It's very clean. So I'm going to be adding it into our egusi soup. So let's keep watching. Yeah, after adding the vegetable, I'm going to be stirring it gently. At this stage, more liquid can be added depending on what you want. Some people like the egusi thick, some like their a little watery, some like it a little thick. Yeah, like this texture. Now this is the perfect texture that I love. So, but I can still add water because the Ponmo is going to soak up the water. So right now I'm going to be adding my all-purpose seasoning. This is going to give this soup a defined flavor, and aroma. So, and after this, I'm going to just leave it and let it cook down for like 2 minutes. Let's keep watching. If you have watched this video to this end and you are yet to subscribe to my channel, subscribe so that you'll be able to get more unique recipes like this for your enjoyment. And when you make yours, let us know how you love it in the comment section. You can enjoy this egusi with a water leaf vegetable with any swallow, eba, pounded yam, amala, semo, whatever you want to enjoy it with. Yeah, and whatever your opinion is about this recipe, kindly leave it under the comment section and watch more videos on my channel. They are so simple and they are delicious. Thank you for watching. Remain blessed and bye for now. Bye bye.